This is 13 Minutes. I'm Elliot Reeves. My guest today is Sunil Varma. Sunil, it's a pleasure to have you here. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Elliot. Great to be here.
It's an absolute pleasure. Yeah. So
thank you so much.
We connected on Facebook probably some time ago.
We did, yes.
But we probably haven't had much interaction as such. So this is going to be really interesting getting to know you a bit more, as well as giving people watching some value.
No problem. It'll be exciting.
Absolutely. So if we can start with the basics, who is Sunil Varma?
I'm a life coach. I work as a life coach and business strategist. And I used to live in America for many years, and I had a business there as a clinical hypnotherapist. Mm-hmm. And my job was really helping people just step into their true selves, into their true power, and free themselves of this mind mechanism, which is full of all the programming, you know. So ultimately, a lot of people live in there for safety. And so my job was always to help people move from here more into their body, where you're a lot more safer.
So what then was your own personal journey into that line of work?
Yeah, mine was that I was very, I had a lot of depression stuff going on and mental stuff.
Okay.
And and I also had a lot of physical stuff showing up in my body. And so because of all of that, it led me in a direction of wanting to heal myself, you know. Mm-hmm. So I did lots of self-inquiry work, usually for like 10 hours a day. And because I was really passionate about finding out really who am I, you know, who am I? And because truthfully, you know, for me, it's like I just really didn't know myself when I was in my 30s. And I was completely disconnected from my truth and who I am. And just I was living a version of somebody else. That's all I was doing. Mm-hmm. And I think when you do something like that, it's only going to cause you pain and really deep sadness inside. Yeah.
So what was do you feel at the source of that depression?
Well, you know, the source of the depression was that I didn't really know what it meant to be myself. I really didn't know that. Yeah. Even if somebody said to me, "Be yourself," I'd be like, "How do you do that? How do you be yourself?" You know, there's so many things that people throw out at people, but in truth, you know, some people deep inside go, "Well, how do you do that? What does that look like?" Mm-hmm. You know, it's like, so the more you take away all the layers of mud that are covering you, level by level and level, you get to discover the truth of who you are. You know, so it's a journey that it really requires a lot of courage and patience and self-love. You know, even as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, especially in these times right now we're living in, everyone's coming up. Everyone's spinning out. You know, they're spinning out in their heads, and then they're trying to will it. You know, and then they're finding, I can't do that anymore. You know, what do I do? You know, so these times are really requiring people to really face themselves, look at their wounding inside of themselves. It's an opportunity to heal that wounding that you're carrying. Yeah. You have no choice. You have no choice now. Mm-hmm. Everybody's got to deal with their inner child.
Yes.
Yeah? You can't avoid it. Yeah.
So how have you been managing yourself throughout this lockdown period?
Yeah, for me, I work on myself probably every day. So if I feel issues are arising inside of me, which they are, you get triggered. People trigger you. You know, mm-hmm. It's just it's just the way it is. Mm-hmm. So I'm very good at looking at that within myself and saying, okay, why is this going on? And then I just go inside of myself and just deal with the issues that I'm carrying inside, so I can move forward.
Yeah. You've got a real calmness to you.
I do, yeah. It took me 50 years to get it. yeah. 50 years to find peace, which can change. You know, when you do find that awakening. I went through a big awakening 4 years ago, and when the awakening happened inside of me, I remember it was just like it was like free falling all the time. I couldn't stop it. Because once you really desire to awaken within to what really is going on in your life, what really is the game at hand, what is the play, then there's no going back once you wake up. Once you see things for what they are, and you recognize that this is all like a game. It's just a big play that's going on constantly.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is a big play. Yeah.
Mm.
until you realize that inside, that you can't take it too seriously, because everyone's signed up to participate in this screenplay. So until you see that for what it is, then you have your freedom.
Mm-hmm. I love that. It's very very wise. How do you think the world might start to change as a result of what's happening just now?
I think first of all, for a lot of people right now, everyone's uncertain. There's a lot of uncertainty going around.
Mm-hmm.
I would say unplug from your media channels. Unplug from your media channels. Give yourself a break, and look within yourself. There are people like me who are there to assist people in clearing out, those, all the what would I call it? The false narratives inside our head.
Mm-hmm.
So clearing out those hidden issues that you're sitting on, the emotional pain-based thoughts. When we start letting go of these pains and emotional pain-based thoughts inside of us, what happens is it starts freeing it up in your body. Everything that we carry in here is actually in the body.
Mm-hmm.
So when the body starts becoming more lighter, then you start becoming more freer to do what you want. So I think with this whole thing that's going on, how people could come out of it is if they really, really work through their issues that they've got at the moment. Right? We obviously know that people are going to go online. They're going to do a lot of stuff online. They're going to do business online. They're going to do more learning online. Something's happened in the society where people are like, I think there's about two things, right? One is that, is it necessary to waste petrol and go to work? Is it necessary to do that?
Mm-hmm.
Probably isn't. Probably this lockdown has taught everyone is that, the planet needs a break. It really needs a break. It needs, it just needs, more fumes.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, other things that probably those are two things that I see: staying at home, learning, or working online, is probably going to be the new thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Mm-hmm. What single change would you most like to see?
What would I like to see? I'd like to see people really moving more into their hearts with each other. That's probably the biggest thing I'd like to see. Yeah, treating each other with love. It's probably a tall order right now,
Yeah.
But I think with all the changes that are going on, people have nowhere to hide, right? Except within themselves. You can't even do that. It's like things are forcing all of us to deal with our own stuff.
Yeah.
Our own rage, our own anger, our hatred. Everyone carries elements of everything, right? We're all one collective, right? So if somebody says, well, that person's like that, it's not necessarily true. Everyone carries an element of something. If you see something in someone you don't like, that's going to be inside of you.
Yeah.
Right? So if you see somebody who's being racist, that's going to be within you. It's not putting the person down. It's just saying, look, this is within everyone. Everyone has elements of this within themselves. Mm-hmm. Everyone has hate, rage, anger, fear. But the more you let go of it, work through it, you're doing yourself a favor and you're becoming a better person.
Mm-hmm.
That's the goal.
Yeah. What advice or insight would you give to anyone that was suffering just now?
I would say if you're suffering, there's no need to suffer, right? There really isn't. It's just an addiction that you've got going on to suffering, and it's to get help. Yeah, it's to get help to move through those blocks you have inside of yourself so you can give up that addiction that has been very deep. Perhaps it's been in your family. Perhaps you grew up watching somebody who was suffering, you know. So and then you it was a learned behavior, you know. So get help, move past it, and remember you don't need to do that to yourself. Yeah, because every person is a conduit of love. Every single one of us are. What's happened is that in order to get to the vibration of love, you got to work through all these issues, you know, fear, anger, hurt, rage, repressed anger, pain, all these things. You've got to keep working through that until your system starts to become more freer inside of you. And usually that's like healing your issues with your mother and father, right? So sometimes if you grew up in an authoritative family, you've got to undo that programming that you're carrying at a very deep level inside of you. However your relationship was with your mother and father, if it was really good, then you're lucky. You know, there may be just a little bit of work for you to do. But if there's a lot of abuse in that stuff, a lot of trauma, then we chose those parents for a reason, for our own learning. So it's really having the courage to work through those issues inside of you, to remove all of that conditioning that you're carrying, so you can live again, right? So you can stop attracting the same partners who are like your mother and father. For women, they attract their father. Boys attract their mother. You know, and they end up marrying them, and then they wonder why is this relationship not working? You know, so it's all really ultimately it's all in our hands, all the time to change everything. Even the war.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Even the war going on in the world, right? There's a war going on inside of everyone. You know, there's a war going on inside of everybody. So when you start clearing out the war inside of you, you're doing the world a favor, because the world is just amplifying what's going on within each person, where they're at in their spiritual development. You know
Amazing
that.
words.
You're very wise. You know, I can see that you get that. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I'm a work in progress, but
Well, we all
I'm
are.
getting there.
We all are.
Sunil, I've loved speaking with you. It's been absolutely brilliant. Where can people
Very
find
welcome.
you?
Yeah, asksunil.co.uk, and you can find me at my Facebook business page, Ask Sunil, and my phone number is there, email is there on my website, and I'm there to give you a free consultation, a 20-minute consultation, and then we can go further from there and see how we can help you. I work with business people and anyone who really is really wanting to take their life constantly to the next level, to work through all those unconscious barriers in the mind. See, this is what we're doing. We're helping people break free of this mechanism, all the unconscious barriers that stop them from living in their heart.
Yeah.
That's where you thrive, even in your business, you know, because even in business, especially in circumstances like this, where people, if they're in their head a lot, you're definitely going to keep constantly hitting those unconscious blocks. But the more you move into here, where you're safe in your heart, that's where the fearlessness is. And that's where the more you keep moving into here, that's where the abundance is.
Love that. Well, Sunil, it's been brilliant speaking with you. Thank
Awesome
you so much
with
for
you,
your
Elliot.
time.
Thank you. You're very welcome.
And we'll keep in touch for sure.
Love to. Thank you.
Look after yourself, Sunil. Cheers.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.